What's up, Learning Enhancement? So today I have prepared some things that might help you in the near future. And me, as a future educator, I believe that this thing is very helpful for me. Are you excited? Because me, I am so very excited. And now, let's get started.
Hello class, so today we're gonna talk about the pre-test in Learning Enhancement 1. So this is me, by the way, Mr. Vern the Logdog. And now let's start with the part 2. Since part 1 is all about general education, now let's move on to part 2, which is professional education. And I know that you are very much excited and very eager to learn about this topic. Now, question number 1. The subject matter should help students understand and appreciate themselves as unique individuals who accept complete responsibility for their thoughts, feelings, and actions. From which philosophy is this thought based? So is it A, B, C, or D? And the correct answer is letter C. When we say existentialism, it is the philosophy is generally defined as philosophy and subjectivity. Since when we say existentialism, it talks about our feelings, our thoughts, our expression or actions. So that's why existentialism. In question number 2, which of the following would manifest best the teacher-student relationship? So, what is the answer in question number 2? Let's find out. The correct answer is letter D. Additional information. When we talk about teacher-student relationship, positive teacher-student relationships help students meet these needs. Teacher offer feedback to students to support their feelings of competence. Teacher who know their students' interests and preferences and show regard and respect for these individual differences bolster students' feelings of autonomy. And the answer is letter D. It is because teachers are not punisher but counselor. Hence, no corporal should be inflicted to the students. Furthermore, the law mandates that no teacher should inflict corporal punishment to the student. An additional information, and that is true because a teacher is not just a teacher but also he is an advisor. He or she is an advisor. Question number 3. Which of the following preposition is attributed to Plato? So, what is the best answer? Before we discuss the answer, let's have a sort of information about Plato. Plato was a philosopher during the 5th century BCE. He was a student of Socrates and later taught Aristotle. He founded the Academy, an academic program which may consider to be the first Western university. Plato wrote many philosophical texts, at least 25. So the answer is letter C. Learning is the discovery to as the Latin truth. Ideas are brought to consciousness. Plato, as an idealist, believed that truth is universal challenges. Truth is an ideas, the world of forms. Human being discovered the truth. Hence, sense perception or conception is not reliable. Question number 4 goes like this. Teacher Vena is a newly appointed teacher. The principal told her to avoid any conduct that will discredit the teaching profession. Which of the following do you think will not in any manner discredit the teaching profession? The correct answer is letter C. Teacher Vena acts accordingly, that is to socialize during the party. Part of this is social drinking. What would be wrong if Teacher Vena drink too much and get drunk? So, another information, when we say teaching profession, teaching is to the specialized application of knowledge, skills, and attributes designed to provide unique service to meet the educational needs of the individual and of society. The choice of learning activities whereby the goals of education are realized in the school is the responsibility of the teaching profession. So question number 5, Teacher Amante rates the artwork of her students not just on the merit of its appeal to the senses but also considers its uniqueness and the responsibility that every student has given in accomplishing the task. This practice shows how teacher Jenny upholds this kind of philosophy. And the correct answer is letter D, existentialism. Existentialism in education is a teaching and learning philosophy that focuses on the student's freedom and agency to choose their future. Existentialist education believe there is no good or God or higher power guiding their students. In question number 6, to make her students participate more often during class discussion, science teacher Mrs. Karyn Cervantes believes that she can apply operant conditioning by way of. So what do you think is the answer? Is it letter A, B, C, or D? Now, let's find out. The correct answer is letter A. Operant conditioning focusing on the giving of the rewards to students to increase the probabilities of repeating a desired behavior. In the case of Mrs. Karen, she would likely to give them a star token as form of reward to better increase class participation. Another information, conditioning is in which the desired behavior or increasingly closer approximation to it are followed by a rewarding or reinforcing stimulus. So compare classical conditioning. So as you can see in the photo. So let's move on to question number 7. Through his or her theory, who was responsible for stating that modeling is an essential in pedagogy? A. Skinner, B. Thorndike, C. Brunner, D. Bandura. You're right, letter D. Albert Bandura proposed a theory commonly known as social learning theory, which primarily put emphasis on modeling. Another information of Albert Bandura is an influential social cognitive psychologist who is perhaps best known for his social learning theory, the concept of self-efficacy, and his famous boo-boo doll experiments. He is a professor emeritus at Stanford University and is widely regarded as one of the greatest living psychologists. In number 8, the question is, one of these is not a feature of cooperative learning. So what do you think is the answer? Now, let's find out. The correct answer is letter A. Individual accountability for learning is not element of cooperative learning, since group accountability is promoted in this mode of learning. Another information, when we say cooperative learning, everyone, it is an instructional method in which students work in small groups to accomplish in a common learning goal with the guidance of the teacher. Question number 9 goes like this. Comprehension skills compose the following except for A. Finding the main idea, B. Recreational reading, C. Sequencing events chronologically, D. Reading critically. What do you think is the... And the correct answer is letter A. Recreational reading, pleasure reading, free voluntary reading, and independent reading is an independent self-selected reading of a continuous text for a wide range of personal and social purposes. It can take place in and out of school at any time. And did you know that comprehension is the understanding and interpretation of what is read? To be able to accurately understand reading material, children need to be able to decode what they read, make connection between what they read and what they already know. And number 3, think deeply about what they have read. Question number 10. This foundation provides the basis to understand the teaching and learning process. A. Psychological foundation, B. Philosophical foundation, C. Historical foundation, D. Social foundation. Now, what do you think is the answer? Let's find out. The answer is letter A. Psychological foundation. When we say psychological foundation, is based on the individual differences. Every student has its own unique personality, and they have differences in their learning and skills. They are different in nature, so they can't be treated alike in teaching learning process. Some may be fast learner while others slow, because each one of us has its own different learning styles. Maybe some are in can learn through virtual, some can easily learn through speaking. And now I'm done with the professional education, and thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you've learned something from me. And this is Fern the Log Dog, your teacher for today. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. See you on our next discussion.